down 6 of 8 beyond the arc this half. At the other end, Roderick's three is good in. 30-point lead now for Alexandria. Oh, nice.
We're good.
Ball got batted around, and Miles Gray picks it up. He's going to get it to Talon Witt, who will bring it into the front court. Talon looking to attack now. The bounce pass back out to Roderick, then to Talon Witt for three. Side to Thielen along the left block, turns around, shot doesn't go. Rebound to Miles Gray, outlet ahead now to Mason Witt. And eventually Scholl is able to come away with it. Hustle there by Max Jansen. Pass gets intercepted. The Otters turn it over for the 17th time. Lovin's named pretty well by now. Bounce pass intercepted. Thomas Hendricks gets the recovery for the Cardinals. Off now to Scholl. His three is good. The three-point line kicks it out now to Gavin Roderick. Both doing a decent job working around the perimeter. Here's Blake Scholl for a three, and he
Nice job. Defending it. It's just that open floor where teams get out and serve that system.
Here's Gavin Roderick going to the back. Over on top, the three by Mason Witt. No good, but Miles Gray gets the rebound. Then on the turnover on Fergus Falls. And out for to Tino Grace. Here's Talon Witt getting the ball off to Mason Witt, right side. You enjoy on Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and thanks for watching tonight, where we've got the live video stream with the KXRA play-by-play on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Let me introduce the people that are helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. At KXRA Radio in downtown Alexandria, we have Steve D as the main man in master control. We have as our videographers tonight, JP Bolin. He's kind of leading the way, and Jay Port is the apprentice tonight, kind of getting the ins and outs of the videography work that is required for prep game broadcasts. And then the talkers tonight are myself, Dave McClurg, and my broadcast partner, Russ Henricks. Russ, exciting time of the year. Obviously, we have seen Alexandria make some pretty memorable postseason runs in years gone by, and we keep the fingers crossed that even though the terrain is a little bit new, being in Class 4A, it should be an exciting postseason as well here in 2026.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to be back with you, D-Mac. You know, it's exciting. It's hard to believe we're at that time already, March Madness. Here we go. Playoffs start tonight, and they've already started in certain sections and some sections for the boys. And tonight it kicks off here in 8-4A, and this tonight provides a new challenge, a new team, somebody we haven't seen. You know, I think they play in a very difficult conference, you know, but I'm confident our team is going to be ready. The boys are ready. A lot of these guys were a part of that, a big part of that state championship last year, and time to get it rolling again here and see if we can make another run.
Yeah, it should be fun. Alexandria did get the #1 seed with an 18-7 regular season record. And Russ, you know, 7 defeats, but yet the quality of competition that defeated Alexandria during the season, whether it be Totino Grace or Tartan or Cretin-Durham Hall earlier in the year, I would think that the schedule that Alexandria put together through 25 games of the regular season should have them well equipped for this postseason.
For sure. That was the goal, I think, to start the year for the coaching staff, especially when we knew last spring, found out they would be moving up to an 8-4A team. The goal was to try to set up a schedule that would challenge this group, that they would, you know, go through the year and be tested in many different ways, a couple different styles. Certainly we wanted to get some of these new section teams on our schedule. And you look down that schedule and you see, you know, the 18 wins and then the losses. They've been in every game that they've played, and they played the best that there is in 4A, you know, excluding maybe 1 or 2 teams. So they're ready to go. They're tested. If things don't go the way they want them to in the playoffs, it's not going to be because they weren't tested or ready. You know, the game of basketball, playoffs in sports, it's about one night. It's about the team that plays the best on that one night. And tonight we certainly hope that's the Cardinals.
We look forward to bringing you the play-by-play at the top of the hour on our platforms again, including the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. And if you want to go old school, you can dial into 1490 AM or 100.3 FM KXRA. And, of course, we've got the audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. Thanks to all of the Alexandria Cardinal Sports Boosters helping to present tonight's coverage. Special thanks to Juettner Motors for being the presenting sponsor of our pregame show. Our first time out is straight ahead as part of our Juettner Motors pregame. My conversation with the head coach of the Alexandria boys basketball team, Forrest Witt, follows this timeout.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
First Western. You can bank on us.
It's the right time for a getaway. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Building.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Welcome back to Alexandria Area High School with more of our Juettner Motors pregame show. As you enjoy the coverage tonight on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and the live video stream with the KXRA play-by-play on our YouTube channel. The pregame coaches comment segment is being brought to you by Alamere Health. I am DMAC, and my special guest right now is Forrest Witt, the head coach of the Alexandria boys basketball team. Forrest, the last regular season test was here at Alexandria Area High School 5 nights ago. I tell you what, I know it was a little bit of a stinger not to win that game, but boy, I think that was the biggest crowd we had seen so far this year at the high school. I think a lot of casual basketball fans came out because they knew of the marquee matchup. I'll ask you to kind of break down the game a little bit. First of all, I know you couldn't have been thrilled about falling behind by as many as 20 in the opening half. How did the first half against Totino Grace compare or contrast to the first half that your guys had down at Tartan High School the previous Saturday?
Yeah, it was fairly similar. Different things that led to the getting down by 15. Obviously, we're down 15 at half at Tartan, down 12 against Totino, but down 20 at one point. I thought we came out a little bit on our heels again. They beat us up in transition badly. I think they had 10 or 11 just point-blank layups off of a missed shot. So that was something that obviously was addressed, and just make sure we get back on defense. But, you know, with those two halves, the first halves being similar, you know, the second half showed us to play very, very well. And, you know, we just have to learn from that you can't play one half against a really good team. You have to play two. And you know, to put ourselves in a position to win the game in both of those was encouraging. But, you know, again, lesson learned that, you know, we have to come out and be more of the aggressor than the opponent, which was not the case in either of those two games.
Forrest, your team went into the locker room down 12 at the break, and they closed out the first half with the last 8 points, and then ultimately, I believe, scored the first 11 of the second half. So a one-time 20-point lead quickly vanished down to 1 with halftime sandwiched in between. Was it a scenario that your team did a better job at transition defense in terms of getting back? Because I shared with you before we started up the interview, I thought your guys did a nice job at slowing Totino Grace down to the point where they had to run some, you know, half-court offense, and I got the feeling they're much more comfortable getting out and pushing the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we did a much better job there controlling their transition. And then we were able to get out and transition. You know, we were able to get out and run because we got some stops and we weren't taking the ball through the net every time. And, you know, I just thought we settled in. We'd certainly, you know, gained some confidence there with how we finished the first half, and then that kind of carried over to the second half. And, you know, we were just... we were a much different team in the second half, and I thought part of that was gaining some energy and momentum on our side.
That is a solvable issue, but are there certain things that you say to the guys, you know, because, you know, sandwiched in between, you had a very good first half against Sauk Rapids Rice.
Yeah, I think some might be just, you know, it's a big game. Big crowd, you know, there's a lot of coverage and this and that and everything. And I think at the end of the day, it's still, you're going out there against 5 other guys in the other color jersey. And, you know, I think we've been on our heels a little bit. Why, I'm not exactly sure. But, you know, it's something that we've been talking about, and just come out right away, you know, play a little bit more fearless in what we're trying to do, and try to do the little things that are going to get you there. You know, for example, if a Mason, for example, the way that teams are playing him now are just, it's chest to chest. They're trying to limit his space, and for him, it's create some space and separation, and you know, come off of those screens tight so you can get a little advantage. And for everybody, it's a little bit different, but I just feel like that's something that we're going to get better at. And you know, and again, at the end of the day, against really good teams, which we've seen, it makes it more difficult to do everything. So that's the value of these games in preparing us for the section tournament.
I know that in the second half, Blake Scholl ended up leaving the game with an injury-related situation, and he did not return. So as your team was able to make that comeback against Totino Grace, they had to do it with the deck a little bit shorter and everything like that. Are you able to share any details about you know, what happened to Blake last Thursday night, and what might happen projecting forward, assuming that we have more than one section game after tonight?
Yeah, so thankfully Blake is recovering well. I know yesterday he was doing much better, and you know, seems to be progressing here, and talking to him today. So hopefully, you know, it just continues to improve, and we can maybe get some minutes from him on Friday, and if we're hopefully still playing, but you know, hopefully we get him back soon, because he's been a valuable piece with our team.
Forrest, I know that the last 30 seconds of the game, I'm sure you'd probably would want to, you know, process that half minute a little bit differently than what did transpire. I think, you know, the last 2 possessions for the Cardinals after Gavin hit the free throw to put Alexandria up by 4, the Cardinals had 2 turnovers, and then Totino Grace had 3 baskets in close to end the game and ultimately get the win. Was that a situation that, you know, some things broke down down for your team, or did Totino Grace just do everything right that they needed to do?
Yeah, they did a good job, and we did some things that weren't so good, and going back to probably the 3-minute mark where, I think we had 4 turnovers in that from 3 minutes on, and had a few things defensively. When they came down and cut it to 2, they just scored way too quickly on that little high-low and burned only like 6 seconds off the clock. And there's some things there that, I did not do great as the coach to get, should have opened the floor for Mason at the end there, because at a 90% free throw shooter, we likely go up, 2 possessions. So, it's one of those that you work through, you get in that situation, and certainly there were some things that kept me up at night that I could have done much better as a coach, and I think the players felt kind of the same way. So, I guess that's part of being a competitor, that, your goal is to be perfect, knowing and that full well that you're not going to be, but trying to get to as close as that as you can. And there were some errors there in the closing, minute, 2 minutes that we will learn from.
Obviously, as I was watching that game come to its close, Totino Grace, for all the success that the Eagles have had, their kids were really fired up. I mean, it's almost like they had won a state championship game, even though they've been in a lot of big games before. But how did your guys react, to having a near win kind of snatched like that?
Yeah, they were bummed out after the game. Their heads were down, because we were really close. And but I think it's, we just said, hey, it's going to help us in the long run here. It stings. We all look back and reflect, which is an important part of the whole process, and then pick yourself up and move on. But yeah, they to me it was just a great atmosphere, opportunity. We have, a perennial power come in, drive out 2 hours to come to Alexandria. I mean, not every you don't get that to happen a lot. And, they knew it was going to be a good game. We knew it was going to be a good game, and we both got what we wanted. And, I think their celebration there shows that, they didn't beat, a 500 team that just, hey, we won a big game. And at the end of it, it was just a good basketball game, and to see the crowd and have the people in our basketball community in Alexandria that come support us, to see a really, really good high school basketball game with really, really good players.
I know I talked with Nick Carroll before the game last Thursday, and I may have shared it with you as well, that, Totino Grace, I think, is much more amenable, if you will, to having Alexandria on the schedule, being that Alexandria is now in Class 4A. And I get the feeling, visiting with Coach Carroll, he wants to stay away from playing really good Class 3A teams. That might be one reason why the Cardinals and the Eagles did not play in the regular season in years gone by. But if the opportunity's there next winter, Forrest, one might think that Totino Grace would be the host for a matchup with Alexandria. Would you be willing to partake in that?
Yeah, actually, Nick sent me a message a couple days after the game, and they want to come back here to Alexandria. So, I do think, they do try to get 4A schools on their schedule, try to get good 4A, which they do every year. And I knew when we went 4A, I was going to get that call from Nick, and sure enough, I did. But they, we never directly, like we had talked about trying to play when we were 3A, and it didn't work out, which, whatever, that's fine. But, it's if you're going to have a good team, you want to be, rake through the coals a little bit and see where you come out. And so hopefully we can make that happen. I got to talk to Ben Kavit and see where we're at schedule-wise. But certainly, anytime we can get a really good team on the schedule, we want to do that.
Our guest right now is Forrest Witt, the head coach of the Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team, for our Alamere Health Coaches Commons feature. On the way, we've got the quarterfinal game in Class 4A Section 8 as Alexandria hosts St. Michael Albertville. The bracket for the section tournament came out over the weekend, Forrest. I got the feeling your team was going to be pretty safe as a number one, being that Alexandria had the resume that it did, and even though the overall one-loss record might not be the same as a team like Monticello, your team beat everybody in the section that was on the Cardinals schedule. Did anything stand out or surprise you at all when you saw the bracket?
No, not really. I kind of figured, I thought we would be the 1. I thought Bemidji was the 2. And then in the 3, 4, 5 was a little bit of a mess there with some teams beating each other, and the QRS were a little different in records, and some of that obviously goes to your strength of schedule, which the QRF, we believe adjusts for. But then with Monticello, Moorhead, that was a little bit of a jostling back and forth, and then Moorhead as well. So, and then I think 6, 7, 8, Brainerd, Rogers, St. Michael were fairly cut and dry with common opponents and things. So, yeah, a little surprised, not surprised, I shouldn't say, but just was kind of curious as to how it would fall. And I do think Elk River is a good quality team. They took us to the brink there in overtime, and Monticello is obviously good, and Moorhead has a good team. So some good teams in the section.
Regarding the St. Michael Albertville Knights, a lot of people will come into the gymnasium and see that the Knights are 0 for this year, that they've had 26 opportunities to win that first game of the year, and now it extends into the postseason. And one might anticipate that this could potentially be a mismatch, but with St. Michael Albertville playing in the Lake Conference, I know that sometimes they don't show their best there, and then I see the roster not very senior heavy. I think they're using a lot of underclassmen, but what intel or scouting report do you have on St. Michael Albertville? Yeah, we've watched, I think we got 4 games on them. But like you said, they play in the best conference in the state with Wayzata, Hopkins, Maple Grove, Eden Prairie, Edina, Minnetonka, Buffalo, the list goes on and on. So there's 16 games that, are going to be tough games, every single time. And a lot of those teams are in the top, I would say 15 in the state of Minnesota in Class 4A. So, they obviously haven't picked up a win this year, but, it's a team that, they're well coached. Jeff has been there now 3 years, and he knows what he's doing, and they've had some good teams, and they just don't have quite the personnel, but they're still solid. They're definitely good enough to beat us. We have to come to play, and I think there's some things we can certainly do to cause them disruption and make it difficult, but we're in no means playing like it's a team that hasn't won a game. We're going to play it like it's the first game in the section tournament, and we're going to play how we need to do to win. Some comments there from the head coach of the Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team, Forrest Witt, to put a wrap on our pregame show. Thanks to Alamere Health for the coach's comments segment. Thanks to Juettner Motors for presenting our pregame. Now on our platforms, we enjoy these words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available. Cardinals fans, did you about having 3 dentists? We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving.
I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's...
As we return to our live broadcast on our Leighton Media platforms, the national anthem presented by Carlson Music Center in Alexandria. For any and all of your music needs, including scheduling voice lessons for students, get in touch with Carlson Music Center. Visit online at carlsonmusiccenter.com, carlsonmusiccenter.com. This is People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM, audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. Thank you for watching our broadcast tonight, coming to you live on the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. Big thanks to Integrity Title of Alexandria for being our signature streaming sponsor of our Alexandria Sports Play-by-Play. The lineup introductions being brought to you by Alamere Health. It's better here. The St. Michael Albertville Knights will have one senior, two juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman on the floor. In the backcourt, sophomore Lucas Bryan, joined by junior Sekou Fakuna. Also on the court in the guard position, Braylon Bohm. He is a junior as well. Sekou Fofana is actually the way the Knights guard has his last name pronounced, Fofana. And his first name is Sekou. And then the front line for the Knights will include the one senior in the starting lineup, Maverick Maros, and then the freshman Tanner Heinen. Jeff Oseth is the head coach of the St. Michael Albertville boys basketball team. 26 games played in the regular season, no wins to this point. The Knights went 0-14 in a very tough Lake Conference. The Alameda Health starting lineup for the Alexandria Cardinals, pretty much the same as it's been throughout much of the season. 5 seniors on the court, including 6-foot guard Mason Witt, one of the co-captains, along with his cousin, 6-foot senior Talon Witt. Gavin Roderick is also a starter in the backcourt, 6'4" senior. And then the forwards include 6'2" Miles Gray and 6'3" Thomas Hinrichs. They are both members of the Alexandria Area High School class of 2026. Forrest Witt is the head coach of the Alexandria boys basketball team. The Cardinals won the Central Lakes Conference at 15-1 this winter, and the overall record for Alexandria entering the section tournament, 18-7. Our thanks to Alamere Health for the introduction of the lineups. Keys to tonight's game are being driven by Alexandria Motors. Together, let's drive with Alexandria Motors. First of all, for St. Michael Albertville, take care of the basketball. That will be of extreme importance if the Knights hope to hang in with a very talented Alexandria team and to try some way to limit the number of possessions. I think the Cardinals would like to play this game at a very high tempo, similar to last week, and that's one of the keys for Alexandria. Try to get St. Michael Albertville sped up and try to work on the inside to make sure that Maverick Maros is not getting a lot of touches in close to the block. Maros typically is a double-figure scorer for St. Michael Albertville. Keys to the game driven by Alexandria Motors. Alexandria wearing the red jerseys, white numerals, and lettering. St. Michael Albertville school colors are royal blue and gold. The Knights wearing the white jersey tops, royal blue numerals, and blue and gold trim. And immediately, St. Michael Albertville wins the opening tap, and Alexandria looking to put some pressure on the ball handlers. The ball worked around. Now it goes inside to Moros. His shot is off the window and good. So the first touch for Maverick Moros results in a basket for St. Michael Albertville. And now the Cardinals turn it over as the ball inadvertently got bounced off the knee of Mason Witt. The Knights come the other way. Tanner Heinen dishes now to Fofana. Now Fofana will drive to the basket and he'll score.
Certainly not the start we hoped for. Just a little sloppy, a little... certainly not solid there on defense as Gavin hits one, but Coach talked about, and we saw the last couple of times, let's get off to a better start here.
Yep, so the first forward of the Knights, and then Gavin Roderick sinks the three, so Alexandria is down by one. Underneath, Heinen put it up too strong. He had his follow-up blocked, and then the rebound is to Mason Witt. And Alexandria looking to push. Here's Mason's three-pointer, and that's good.
And that's a good start, obviously. Down there in the defensive end, we got to rebound. We got to make sure that we're taking care of business. This is one of those teams that you don't want to have stick around. You want to just make sure you get off to a good start. They haven't won all year. Don't want to give them any belief.
Now working inside, Fofana, his short jumper is good. Seiko Fofana scoring, and we are tied 6-6. On the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, we've played almost 2 minutes. Now Gavin Roderick has his three, carry him off into the corner. Back tap nearly saved by Miles Gray, but it goes to Fofana. Now up ahead to Braylon Bohm. Bohm with the basketball out top. Alexandria showing the player-to-player, man-to-man defense, and out front, Talon Witt will commit the game's first foul with almost 2 minutes gone by.
And one thing that's kind of been bogging us down lately has been some foul trouble, so Miles and Gavin had to sit a lot of that game with 4 fouls on Thursday, so we want to try to stay out of foul trouble.
St. Michael Albertville with the ball. Here is Seiko Fofana dishing off. Now it's loose, and the Knights will turn it over for the first time. Here goes Gavin Roderick working the other way, and the ball, I think, got stripped out of his possession. Then it came off the rim, so no turnover. Instead, a missed shot, and Bohm has it. Now another turnover for the Knights. Alexandria looking to push. Henricks off to Mason Witt. Into the lane, and Mason Witt will put the shot softly off the window and in.
Yeah, that's where we want to get them is our transition. I don't know that they played, obviously they played a very difficult schedule, but when you come to Alec and you play our trapping defense and our transition and our get the ball out and go, that is our philosophy, and the coach is going to take a quick timeout here.
Yep, and we're going to make it a short break as well, as we're 2:42 into the opening half. 30-second timeout on our platforms. Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in Section 8 Class 4A boys basketball. Alexandria leads St. Michael Albertville 8-6.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
Along with Russ Henricks, this is DMAC, Dave McClurg with high school boys basketball in the postseason. And now St. Michael Albertville turns it over in the backcourt as Tanner Heinen had the ball poked away, and Gavin Roderick immediately attacked the basket. Got fouled by Heinen, so free throws will be coming for Alexandria senior Gavin Roderick.
Yeah, you mentioned early in the broadcast when you were going through the starters that they are a young team, and that's a freshman back there, and that's a lot to ask. To come and, play here and play against our trapping defense against 5 seniors who've been doing this for a long time. So free throws are important as well. We missed a couple of key ones there in that second half against the Tino, so hopefully we can get off to a good start from the line here.
Yep, Gavin Roderick sank them both, so Alexandria now has a 4-point lead. It's now a 10-2 surge for the Alexandria Cardinals after St. Michael Albertville scored the first 4.
Yeah, I like this here, D-Mac. I like what we're doing here. We're essentially just getting in their face, almost a full court man-to-man here. Miles is kind of playing free safety if you're watching on TV. Tom is the deep half, but just really make it difficult for them to try to get the ball up the floor and speed the game up even more.
Now the press break does work for St. Michael Albertville. Thomas Lahr is now into the game for the first time for the Knights. Here is Maros with it, and then he had it stripped away. Maros got it back. He'll feed to Seiko Fofana on the right side. Now further out to Braylon Bohm. Now to Fofana. Fadeaway is up and off the rim. Rebound to Talon Witt for Alexandria.
Yeah, really good job there. Thomas was fighting with that big guy down low.
And Mason Witt sinks his second three-pointer. For our YouTube audience, we thank Quali Real Estate for bringing you the instant replays as Alexandria extends the lead to 7 points at 13-6. Now we have a foul called in the backcourt on the Alexandria Cardinals, and this foul will be on Gavin Roderick. That is his first.
Yeah, you never know. When you get into a situation, right, one of the unknowns sometimes is who are we going to get for officials? Who's going to be here? Have they seen us play before? Do they understand the level that, of intensity that we play at, and what will they kind of let us, so to speak, get away with? And it's always interesting when you start these playoff games. Sometimes you get guys you haven't seen.
St. Michael Albertville does work the ball up into the front court. Braylon Bohm will kick it into the corner, and he passed it wide. It goes out of bounds, and the Knights have their 4th turnover of the game.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Just a sense of urgency. I mean, this is it. If you lose, you're done. And so there has to be a sense of urgency no matter who you're playing, what the other team's record is. And I think these last couple minutes here have been much better.
Out top, Mason Witt has the ball, and now looking to defend is Thomas Lahr. Pass goes to Gavin Roderick. He'll cut to the basket, and he got hooked, I believe, by Maros. And Gavin Roderick should be going back to the free throw line for 2 more from the charity stripe as Maros picks up the foul. Each team now with 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes of the game.
And Maros is a big guy. He's all of whatever they have him on the program listed as. And so certainly, the best thing to do is probably just go right at him and attack him, and Gavin did that time.
First free throw rims off, no good. So still a 7-point lead for Alexandria at 13-6. Mason Witt leading the Cardinals in scoring early on with 8 points, but Gavin Roderick not that far behind. He now has 6. And now a steal, and Gavin Roderick will lay it in, so he's got the snowman on the scoreboard right now, and it's 16-6. And now as Fofana looks to bring the ball up the floor, it's poked away out of bounds. It will belong to the St. Michael Albertville Knights. Tanner Heinen's going to leave as Beckett Young now comes in. Go ahead, Russ.
Yeah, I didn't mean to step on you there. I was just going to tell you that they were substituting again in the backcourt, and I think they're going to be looking for answers, trying to find somebody who can remain calm and poised.
Fofana's shot is off the back rim, no good. Ball tapped. Mason Witt has it. He'll get it off now to his cousin Talon Witt, slicing in, and an offensive foul is going to be called. That's now 2 on Talon Witt, and that may force Alexandria head coach Forrest Witt to go to the bench. He will do just that as sophomore Ty Miller will make his debut in tonight's playoff game.
Yeah, that was a tough one there, right? It's a bang-banger, and so to speak, and so now Ty will come in here. These are big minutes, obviously, for him as a sophomore, and he got some minutes there in the second half against Tino, and we played long stretches this year at times without Talon with his injury, so like good opportunity here for Ty.
Now the ball into the front court. Looking to attack is Thomas Lahr. He gets it to Fofana in the right corner. Now off to Young, and then underneath, and the shot is good by Maros on the left block. Maros with his second basket. Gavin Roderick tries to answer. That 3 is off the front rim. Fofana with the defensive rebound for the Knights. 16-8 Alexandria in front. We move 5 minutes into this first half. Looking to drive but not finishing is Beckett Young. Ty Miller with the defensive rebound for the Cardinals. He'll hustle it into the front court. Now give off to Roderick. Roderick working his way to the basket. Shot rolls around and drops in, and now we're going to have another timeout. This will be a full timeout for Jeff Olseth, the head coach of St. Michael Albertville, and we'll make this a 1-minute break. 12:48 remains in the first half, and the lead grows to 10 for Alexandria on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. The Cardinals are in front, 18-8.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western. You can bank on us.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind. Because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Thanks to all of the boosters of our Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage for bringing you play-by-play from the Class 4A Section 8 tournament. We're on location at Polig Court inside the Alexandria Area High School Gymnasium. We've got J.P. Bolin and Jay Port as our videographer crew tonight, and along with Russ Henricks, I'm Dave McClurg with the play-by-play. Alexandria leads by 10. The Cardinals will continue to show some pressure in the backcourt, and the ball gets deflected out of bounds as Beckett Young was trying to get it to one of his teammates. Roderick tapped it out. So now Thomas Lahr will look to play it in. He gets it in for Young, then it comes back to Thomas Lahr. He'll try to work up the left sideline, then the pass comes across, and now up into the front court for Braylon Bohm. Bohm trying to stay out of a trap, feeds it now to Young, then it goes to Thomas Lahr. Over to the right side, and here's a three-point shot that is good for Braylon Bohm. The junior guard knocks down his first shot from the outside, and it's 18-11 Alexandria. Cardinals with the ball. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, Alexandria, the team flowing right to left in this first half in front of the St. Michael Albertville bench. Now a pass inside, a little bit behind Miles Gray, and it will be Alexandria's third turnover. Outlet comes ahead to Thomas Lahr, then back to Young, then to Thomas Lahr again. St. Michael Albertville would not mind playing this game at a very deliberate tempo. They don't want to get into a track meet with Alexandria. Thomas Lahr down on the left baseline, gets it out. Young will look to curl to the basket. His shot swatted out of bounds by Gavin Roderick, and the Knights will play the ball in with 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. 11:40 to go on the game clock here in the first half.
Yeah, it's Grady Starzl checks into the game, and you mentioned you had the interview with Forrest there pregame. You know, Blake hopefully can get back as soon as he can. Steal there by Gavin.
Yep, and now he'll go the other way. He'll drop it off to Mason Witt, and Witt will lay it in. Gavin Roderick getting the steal, and then the assist on the Mason Witt basket. The Cardinals lead by 9. Sekou Fofana now gets the ball over to Young. Young now over to the right side for Braylon Bohm. Bohm out beyond the arc. Now will feed to Young, then it comes over to Thomas Lahr. You'll hear me use Thomas's first name because there are two Lahrs on the basketball team. Elliot Lahr is the other player, but Thomas has gotten the minutes so far. Now into the corner, the three-point shot doesn't go, and Maros gets the offensive rebound, and then I think he gets called for a charge.
And that'll be 2 on him, and certainly they don't have anybody with his size.
So a turnover on the St. Michael Albertville Knights means the ball goes back to Alexandria. And Maros and Young will both go to the bench. I believe Jackson Goins is now seeing his first action in tonight's game.
And that was a collision. You could hear that one up here.
Now Gray will feed off Mason Witt, cutting up the right baseline, gets behind the defense and lays the shot in, and Alexandria now has its biggest advantage of the night, up by 11.
Yeah, that's a nice play that we run. Teams have to overplay Mason, you know, with his ability to hit from long distance, able to get a little backdoor cut there.
Yep, now Tanner Heinen got trapped along the sideline, and we're going to have a foul being called on the Alexandria Cardinals, and it will go on Ty Miller. His first and the fourth on the team. Now we've got Jaden Carter coming in for the first time tonight for St. Michael Albertville. On the inbound, the bank shot is up and good for the Knights. That will be Jackson Goins with his first basket. 22-13, the Cardinals in front. And now I think Bohm may have put a hand on Ty Miller as Miller was looking to navigate up the left baseline. So Braylon Bohm picks up his first foul, the fourth on the team. Both teams with 4 fouls in about the first 8 minutes of tonight's game. Miller will play the ball in, and underneath, Miles Gray will put it in for 2.
Yeah, nice. Another nice inbounds play there that been running, and nice job there to find Miles underneath.
So Alexandria's lead back to double figures, 24-13. Now Fofana is trapped in the front court. He'll get the pass off to Goins. Now to Braylon Bohm in the corner, then back out to Fofana. And I believe we're going to have a reach-in foul called here, and that may be the second on Gavin Roderick.
Yeah, it's going to be. And you saw, if you were watching at home there, in that last series there on defense, when Miles was playing defense, he did a nice job of not giving up baseline. And I know that that's one of the things that as the coaches went back and looked against Totino, just some frustration with how many times we gave up a baseline drive. We want to force that guy back to the middle, and Miles did a nice job there.
St. Michael Albertville with the basketball. The 5 on the court for the Cardinals: Mason Witt, Miles Gray, Thomas Hinrichs, Ty Miller, and Grady Starzl. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Fadeaway 3 is no good, and that will be a shot clock violation on the Knights as Sekou Fofana had to put up a desperation 3-pointer.
Yeah, nice job there by the Cardinals. Good defensive sequence there.
And Alexandria still has an 11-point lead, looking to build on that. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Long distance 3 by Mason Witt rattles out. Then we're going to have a defensive rebound for the Knights' Jaden Carter, and then I think he got fouled by Thomas.
They're going to call the foul on St. Michael.
Oh, okay. So Carter with the foul.
Yep.
In the battle with Thomas Hinrichs there. So Carter instead with the personal, his first, team foul number 5. Lob in, Starzl, short jumper in the lane is good.
Yeah, nice job there again. Cardinals have really done a nice job with our inbounds plays tonight and led to some easy baskets.
Now Bohm being trapped in the backcourt, ball off the foot of Thomas Hinrichs. St. Michael Albertville will play the ball in along the sideline down below us here at Alexandria Area High School.
Thomas does a nice job there on top. He was a wrestler early in his career. He never was a soccer player, but he had a nice kick there, a nice kick save.
Now Heinen being trapped. He'll get the ball off now to Braylon Bohm. Inside it goes, and the layup is good as Jackson Goins was able to spin away from his defender. Midway through the first half, it's 26-15 Alexandria. Now here's Hinrichs getting the ball off to Miles Gray. Gray will curl and lay it off the window and in.
Nice job there by Miles. Again, good ball movement. Ball goes from one side to the other. Miles takes it off the curl there, strong to the hoop.
28-15, Alexandria by a baker's dozen as we're down to 8.5 minutes to go first half. D-Mac and Russ Hinrichs bringing you the play-by-play call of this Class 4A Section 8 quarterfinal. Spin move here by Goins. Now he gets it off to Fofana, and the medium-range jumper for Sekou Fofana is good. And now we're going to have a timeout again. I believe it'll be St. Michael Albertville taking the timeout. We're going to keep it right here with 8 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first half. And the Knights have already used 3 of their timeouts, but Russ Hinrichs, you cannot take the timeouts with you home, and you cannot carry them over to the next game.
No, and I think looking back, I think that first timeout was called by us. And so you look on the scoreboard, they have them with 3. But no, I mean, I think this is the end of the season. There's a sense of urgency on both programs, as I mentioned earlier, and you don't leave anything uncovered at this point of year. And one of the things, that goes into a game like tonight, if you're facing somebody like St. Michael, there's a bit of an unknown. As I mentioned, you haven't played them, so you don't really know. You can look at the record, you can watch film. Coach mentioned they watched 4 games, but I know that in my experience just from football, we're always more comfortable when we've seen somebody and we know what they run and just how their players react. So 8 minutes to go here. We want to see if we can extend this 11-point lead up to 20 here.
Now St. Michael Albertville will switch up the defense a little bit. They're going to try some ball pressure when the Rock goes along the sidelines. Mason Witt gets it to Miles Gray, out to Ty Miller, then around to the left side. Mason Witt spotting up, one dribble, three-point shot doesn't go, and then the ball took a high bounce off the back rim and then off the top of the backboard. Possession goes back to St. Michael Albertville.
Yeah, and they just came out there, called timeout, going to try something different, play a zone here, so I think next time through here we'll adjust to that.
Now loose ball, Tanner Heinen lost it, but Braylon Bohm tracks it down. Now the ball goes to Fofana. Further out to Bohm, and now over to Heinen, then to the right side to Jaden Carger. Now to Bohm, then to Fofana. Now Heinen with the straight-on three. That's off the heel of the rim, but the ball comes right back his way. He can't finish the two-point shot. Back tap is going to be saved by St. Michael Albertville, but it goes to Ty Miller for Alexandria. So the Cardinals get the ball, and then we have a foul called on Jackson Goins. That will be the last foul the Knights have to give in the opening half. So Cardinals would shoot the bonus on the next common foul for St. Michael Albertville.
Yeah, we kind of got lucky there. We had a couple opportunities, gave them some extra looks.
Now a long distance three by Mason Witt, and he bags that one. He was 3-4 strides beyond the three-point line, dropped in the triple. He's 3 of 4 beyond the arc, and Alexandria leads by 14. Now it's Bohm with the ball, guarded closely by Thomas Hinrichs. Now it goes across to Heinen. Now up the baseline. Carter shot blocked by Starzel. Rebound to Miles Gray, and Alexandria coming back the other way, and then the outlet goes out of bounds, and the Cards turn it over. Fourth turnover of the half for the Alexandria boys basketball team.
Yeah, nice job there by Grady. Nice presence down low there. And yeah, unfortunately, it's one thing we've had some unfortunate, probably unforced turnovers, but again, we're going to play at that pace. And Coach mentioned pregame, just playing without fear and playing, just letting it go at this time of year.
Baron Damborn now into the game for the first time for Alexandria, joined by Thomas Hinrichs, Mason Witt, Miles Gray, and Grady Starzel. Gavin Roderick and Talon Witt are both on the bench with 2 personal fouls. 6:40 and to go in the first half. Alexandria up by 14. Here's Fofana's pass through the lane, and I believe it's tapped off of St. Michael Albertville by Amborn. So Amborn able to create the recovery for Alexandria.
Yeah, nice hustle play there by Bear, just working hard, getting his hands on it as St. Michael still comes out in this zone here.
31-17, the Cardinals in front. Alexandria has led most of the night after going on a 10-2 run after St. Michael Albertville scored the first 4. Deep three is good.
Yeah, good extra pass there by Tom. Mason knocking down. He's got 18 here, which is what you need on a night like tonight when you're playing a team that you know you're better than. Your best players have to come through, and Mason now with another one.
And he's going to get the layup, so he is now up to 20 in tonight's game, and he has personally outscored the visitors by 3 points. 17 is the score for St. Michael Albertville's team. Alexandria now by 19.
Yeah, and here it is now. So now we got it to 19. Now let's see over these next 5.5 minutes here if we can maybe get it up to even 25-30.
Tanner Heinen with the basketball right side. He's going to pass back out to Jackson Goins. Now over to Bohm. Bohm handling out top. Down to 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. And now desperation time. Bohm will get his shot up before the buzzer. Off the front rim, no good. Carter with the rebound. Another look here for St. Michael Albertville. Driving to the basket is Sekou Fofana, and Fofana will score his 4th bucket of the night.
We played such good defense there and just forgot to rebound.
Now Starzel has it left side, and it's stripped away. Turnover on Alexandria, and then we're going to have, I believe, possession going back to the Cardinals after a St. Michael Albertville turnover. So the Cards get it back. 5:04 to go in the first half. Alexandria in front 36-19. Our scoreboard updates tonight being brought to you by Glenwood State Bank. If the Cardinals can prevail in the game tonight, Alexandria would be at home to play in the section semifinals on Friday. Here's Amborn getting off to Starzel, left side three-pointer. Off, no good. Offensive rebound, and the follow-up doesn't go. Graham Odlin now getting some court time for Alexandria. And I think we had a foul called on St. Michael Albertville.
Yeah, nice job there by Graham. He got in there, got that rebound in that zone. It's hard to block out, and so he did a nice job of rebounding the basketball, getting it to Bear here for 2 free throws.
Amborn's first of 2 is off the front rim, no good, and 1 more will be coming for him to get his name in the score column. Heinen and Carter will leave. One of the players back in is Maverick Morose for the St. Michael Albertville Knights. Second free throw, no good, and Fofana with the defensive rebound. It's Fofana along with Morose in the game. Beckett Young is back on the court. Then you've got Jackson Goins and Braylon Bohm for St. Michael Albertville, clad in the white jerseys with the blue numerals and blue and gold trim. Pass goes down to Morose on the left block. Double comes. Now Fofana up the baseline. Tough shot doesn't go. Sekou Fofana is fouled, and he'll get a couple of free throws here for the Knights with 4:25 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and there was an example of what I was talking about earlier, just not giving up baseline. When you give up baseline like that, it's hard because your defense is all trying to channel everybody to the middle, so to speak. And so, yeah, Fofano's had a good half here.
Yep, the free throw is good, and that gives him 9. That leads St. Michael Albertville in scoring. Jackson Goins and Maverick Morose each with 2 baskets for 4 points. 36-20, Alexandria with the lead. Second free throw doesn't go. Miles Gray with the defensive rebound. He'll bring it up the floor, then dish to Barrett Amborn on the left side. Amborn looking to drive. He'll drop it off underneath. Graham Odland will get the layup.
Yeah, nice job there by Bear. Beat his defender off the dribble and then found a cutting Graham Odland.
So it's 38-20, Alexandria by 18. Now looking to drive here deep is Young. He'll pass out to Fofana. Fofana with the curl. Fadeaway is off to the side. Rebound to Grady Starzl of Alexandria. Up ahead now to Barrett Amborn. Now to Mason Witt, then around Odland to Starzl. Now to Amborn working his way in. A little jump stop. Short jumper is banked in. There Amborn with his first basket of the night. And Alexandria has a 20-point lead at 40-20.
Yeah, nice job there. Some good minutes here by Bear. And again, just it's all working hard here. And again, just cutting. And these guys, their JV season had another fantastic JV season. The Cardinals did. And both Bear and Graham were a big part of that.
Goins looks to feed inside to Morose, and a foul gets called. And I believe Maverick Morose will be going to the line for a 1-and-1 here.
Yeah, looks like they're going to call that one on Grady, his first.
So the bonus now in effect for St. Michael Albertville, as each team now has 7 fouls in the half. Maverick Morose, the senior, has a couple of baskets from the floor for the Knights. Free throw number 1 is good, and he'll be awarded the bonus. Alexandria 40, St. Michael Albertville 21. Goins is going out as Lucas Bryan will re-enter for St. Michael Albertville.
Gone.
Yes, yes. Not to be confused with the Philip Phillips song, no. Gone.
No.
Second free throw is good for Morose, so he got them both. St. Michael Albertville 3 of 4 from the line tonight. Alexandria 3 out of 6 from the stripe. The lead is 18. Now a pass intercepted. Fofana will drive, and he laid it up short. Rebound to Amborn, and then I think we had a foul called in the back court. And we'll go to the other end as Alexandria will shoot 1 and the bonus.
So that's a situation there where, Bear kind of commits the turnover there, kind of gets a little bit excited there, but then he doesn't pout. He hustles back, and he's right there to get the defensive rebound. If you put your head down there in that situation, St. Michael might have a trailer come in. So nice job there by Bear to the line here for a 1-and-1.
Yep, he missed a couple of free throws earlier and makes this one. So he's now 1 for 3 from the stripe. That's what we call the DMAC jinx in reverse there. 41-22, Alexandria by 19 with just under 3 minutes to go in the half. Second gift toss is good as well. So Barrett Amborn now with 4 points tonight. Cardinals will set up the pressure. Comes up the right side. Braylon Bohm has it for St. Michael Albertville. Now a couple of defenders, including Hinrichs and Amborn, and it nearly forces a turnover. Ball comes back to Braylon Bohm. Now to Fofana. He'll get it inside Maros. His hook shot doesn't go. Miles Gray with the rebound. Off now to Barrett Amborn underneath. Grady Starzl lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice job there by the Cardinals. Good transition offense, good defense leads to good offense.
44-22. Alexandria's lead is at 22. We had Deuces Wild on the board for a moment there. 2:22 to go in the half, although that moment was fleeting there. So now we've got a pass out of bounds. It's going to go back to Alexandria on the 11th turnover of the half for St. Michael Albertville.
Yeah, it's hard, to practice at the pace that we play at. And so I think you're kind of seeing that at times, that it's just fast and we're speeding them up. And that was an instance there where we had them doubled and the St. Michael player just kind of fell out of bounds. So good job by the Cardinals again here.
Now we've got Thomas Lahr re-entering for the Knights. Here's Amborn, and he got bumped on the hip as he was going to the basket. So he should get another 1-and-1 opportunity here.
Yeah, they're going to call that one on Young. That's his second.
Yep, Beckett Young, Jackson Goins, and Maverick Maros each with 2 personal fouls for St. Michael Albertville. Nobody to this point has 3 for the Knights. 1 in the bonus, and Amborn makes the first free throw. And Alexandria now enjoys its biggest lead of the game, up by 23. Alexandria 45, St. Michael Albertville 22. Second gift toss on the way, and that's good as well. So 24-point advantage for Alexandria. Now Thomas Lahr had some issues, but tracks the ball down. He'll get it to Tanner Heinen, and it does come into the front court just ahead of the 10-second count. Now Thomas Lahr looking to drive. He'll drop it off underneath, and Maros will put it up and in. Maverick Maros with the basket for the St. Michael Albertville Knights, and it's 46-24. Under 100 seconds to go in the first half. Pass into Grady Starzl in the lane. Turnaround shot rimmed out. Rebound to Thomas Lahr. Knights basketball. Up ahead, Heinen has it. He'll look to attack. Off-balance shot. Rims out. Foul called on Alexandria. The freshman Tanner Heinen will have to earn the points from the line.
And that'll be 2 on Grady. Important minute and a half here, so to speak. We don't want to give them any life. I think they, as we saw the other night, when we came back and kind of had that little run there before the end of the half, we don't want to give them any belief that, this is a game they can win. So important minute and a half here.
First free throw by Tanner Heinen is true. The second one rattles in, so he got them both. And the Knights are now 5 of 6 from the stripe tonight. 20-point Alexandria lead at 46-26. Here's Mason Witt out top. He'll take NBA range three-pointer. That's off the front rim. Braylon Bohm with the defensive rebound. Now he'll look to attack, and he got fouled, and Bohm will get a free throw opportunity himself.
Gonna call that one on Bear. That's his first.
So 9 fouls aside here in the opening half. Now Thomas Hinrichs will check out. Ty Miller will re-enter for the Cardinals. Braylon Bohm at the stripe for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Free throw is good. Alexandria 46, St. Michael Albertville 27. Don't forget, we've got the Eldon's Fresh Foods mid-game report straight ahead between the first and second halves of tonight's game. Second free throw doesn't go, and Starzl with the defensive rebound for Alexandria. Off now to Miller. Then it comes to Amborn. Amborn working his way into the lane. Shot off to the side. Lucas Bryan with a defensive rebound for the Knights. Now he'll look to attack, going coast to coast. Layup is good. Bryan scores, and the lead is now at 17. 46-29, the Cardinals in front. Mason Witt gets the ball. Starzl open, so he'll shoot the 3 and score. Grady Starzl with the 3-point basket to restore the Alexandria lead to 20. Shot clock and game clock nearly identical, only separated by tenths of a second. Tanner Heinen with the basketball out top. He'll get it to Lucas Bryan. Bryan down along the baseline, now cut off. Now the handoff to Braylon Bohm. Bohm looking to get it to Maros, then back out. 3-point shot by Thomas Lahr off the back rim, and then it went off one of the standards up above, so possession will go back to Alexandria, so the Cardinals can play for the final shot if they wish. We go under 10 seconds remaining in the half. Mason Witt carries it into the front court, still has the ball. He'll attack to the rack. He puts it up and in. Foul called on St. Michael Albertville, and an and one opportunity for Mason Witt.
I think when you listen to the postgame, you heard Coach Witt talk about maybe something he would have wanted to run there at the end, and I think that was just it. Get Mason in the open floor there, high ball screen. He was able to get to the line. 3-point opportunity here.
He makes the free throw, so that's a 23-point first half for senior Mason Witt. Quick substitution here. Thomas Hinrichs back in for Alexandria. 3.1 seconds to go. Full court pressure. Bohm into the front court. He'll shoot from about 35, and it is going to be too strong. And the first half comes to its conclusion. Pretty good first half for the number 1 seed in Class 4A Section 8, as Alexandria leads by 23 at intermission. Stick around for the mid-game report, brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods. As we get you into our break on our platforms, let's give you the numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys basketball. It's Alexandria 52, St. Michael Albertville 29.
Juettner Motors, your best price dealer. Make your Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. Most of my crew has been here for decades.
The reason I've been here for so long is I love the variety and I love the different tasks throughout the day. A chance to operate many different pieces of equipment in any day.
Working here, I definitely like working with the crew. The guys are involved in training you and definitely help developing you as a person.
If I was looking for a place of employment, I would definitely apply here.
Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and I want to talk to you about your next career with us.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CEREC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota. Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
A quarterfinal game at Alexandria Area High School. The top-seeded Cardinals have a 23-point lead over St. Michael Albertville at the half. It's Alexandria 52, St. Michael Albertville 29. Along with my broadcast partner Russ Hinrichs, I am DMAC, welcoming you to our mid-game report, sponsored by Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. Live, love, local. Shop Eldon's Fresh Foods at 3rd and Nokomis in Alexandria. And all told, Russ, a pretty solid first half for Alexandria. Not a big surprise. The Cardinals were able to navigate through some foul issues as 2 of their starters picked up a couple of fouls early on. that meant more playing time for people such as Barron Damborn and Grady Starzl. Graham Odland was able to get a few minutes off the bench. Ty Miller got some moments off the bench. So I would say, the tenor in the locker room, if I were a fly on the wall, I would say pretty good.
Yes, I would agree. They had a job to do in that first half, and that was to come out offensively, be aggressive, take the ball to the basket, play at a tempo and a pace that probably St. Michael was uncomfortable with. And getting to 52 points is important, I think. If you look at St. Michael's scores throughout the course of the year, they have not been a team who's been able to, certainly light up the scoreboard or play offensively like we have. So I think that's important. Defensively, I think we've done a nice job. Unfortunately, we've given up. They've only have 1-3. And so, I thought coming in, I wondered if they'd be able to shoot with us. And, they're not as comfortable, obviously, from behind the arc as we are. And this, becomes a game of 3s and 2s, and obviously 3 is more than 2. So we've done a nice job, I think, of getting out, of limiting our turnovers, so to speak. We had some unforced errors there in that first half. But overall, good first half. We want to come out here strong in this second half and really put a nail in this one.
Yeah, and, Mason Witt, he was held. It's tough to believe he had just 3 points at halftime against Totino Grace. So in his last 2 halves combined, the second half against the Eagles and then the first half tonight, I believe he's gone 21 and 23 points. So, he quickly got into the zone.
Yeah, when you watch the first half and you see how Totino defends them, and then you watch this half and see how St. Michael defends them, that's a lot of reason for that. And so it's really good half for Mason, and he just keeps it going.
23 for the senior captain, Mason Witt, and every point that he scores, he continues to build on his all-time scoring record for the Alexandria boys basketball program. He was one of 2 players in double figures. Gavin Roderick with 10, 7 off the bench for Grady Starzl, 6 off the bench for Barron Damborn, Miles Gray with 4 points in a starting role, and then 2 off the bench for Graham Odland. So 15 bench points for Alexandria in that opening half. The St. Michael Albertville Knights being paced by their junior guard Sekou Fofana with 9 first half points. Maverick Maros with 8 points, 4 apiece for Braylon Bohm and Jackson Goins, 2 apiece for Lucas Bryan and Tanner Heinen. On the boards, the Knights out-rebounding Alexandria by 1, 14-13. The Knights also with an edge in fouls in the first half, 10 compared to 9 for Alexandria. Both teams shot well from the line. The Cardinals went 8 of 11. St. Michael Albertville 6 of 8. Alexandria 6 of 10 beyond the arc. So that's 18 points on 6 made 3-pointers for Alexandria. St. Michael Albertville was only 1 for 5. Turnovers in the half. It was 11 for St. Michael Albertville and 6 for the Alexandria Cardinals. The early lead for St. Michael Albertville at 4 points at 4-0, but then Alexandria scored 10 of the next 12, and the Cardinals have led ever since. It's 52-29 Alexandria with the second half on the horizon. That was your mid-game report, brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. Now on our platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel, we enjoy these messages from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Bemidji came back to beat Rogers, the 7th seed, 64-56. Elk River, the number 3 seed, overwhelmed Brainerd 79-57. And Monticello will play the winner of this game on Friday night. Monticello knocked out Moorhead 81-63, so we're guaranteed to have a new section champion this year after Moorhead represented Section 8 in the Class 4A State Boys Basketball Tournament last winter. Alexandria will have the ball to begin the second half. The Cardinals back with their original starting 5 of Talon Witt, Miles Gray, Gavin Roderick, Thomas Hinrichs, and Mason Witt. Roderick with the ball, spin move into the lane, shot too strong, rebounded by Maros for St. Michael Albertville. He, along with Lucas Bryan, Seiko Fofana, Braylon Bohm, and Tanner Heinen on the floor for the Knights. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, St. Michael Albertville clad in the light-colored jerseys, white tops, white shorts, blue numerals, and blue and gold trim. Fofana with the basketball. Now it goes to Bohm, closing out on him, Thomas Hinrichs. Now looking to drive is Bohm, leaning in, trying to draw contact. It ends up being a fadeaway, and Hinrichs will get the block shot and the rebound as well. Outlet ahead, reverse layup is good for Miles Gray.
Yeah, great defense there by Tom, and a nice job there, the Cardinals getting out on the fast break.
And now the ball got knocked away. Here comes Talon Witt. He'll feed into the corner. Mason Witt for the 3. That rims off. Loose ball, scramble, and it's going to be kept alive. I think that was Miles Gray getting to the floor. Now Talon Witt's 3-pointer doesn't go. And Fofana with the defensive rebound here for the St. Michael Albertville Knights. And now a drive, no finish though for Lucas Bryan. And possession will belong to the St. Michael Albertville boys basketball team. Heinen will play it in along the baseline to the left of the basket that Alexandria defends. Pass comes into Maros. Maros, and he lowered the shoulder. Thomas Hinrichs defended that well. And boy, he has a knack of taking charges. I don't know if the team keeps track of charges taken, but I would think he and Miles Gray have to be among the team leaders.
Yeah, they do. I think that might be 10 on the year, but that was, again, another collision, and I could kind of see that one coming. And as a dad, I was kind of like, hang on.
Yeah. Now Hinrichs with the ball front court. It goes out to Gavin Roderick. Alexandria by 25 here in the second half. Now a little spin move by Mason Witt. Shot goes high off the window and in.
That was pretty there by Mason. And so again here now we got this lead to 27 here. I mentioned let's just clamp down.
Here is Fofana cut off. Now the pass to Lucas Bryan. Over to Bohm, then off to Maros, and Maros will score the basket, and he's now into double figures with 10.
Yeah, we saw another one coming there. Nice job by Miles.
Yep, as he works up the left baseline, goes down to the right block and scores. Miles Gray with the basket for Alexandria, and the Cardinals lead by 27. Now here's Heinen having the ball knocked away. He'll get it over to Bohm on the right wing. Alexandria defending the arc quite well. Now Bohm being bothered. He'll pass to Lucas Bryan over to Tanner Heinen, and then pass. It ends up being a kickball, so that will reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. Game clock shows 15:23 to go in the second half, and Alexandria leads by 27 points. Cardinals would like to get the W tonight to have the opportunity to play the Monticello Magic in the section semis on Friday. Scramble for the loose ball. Maros gets it off. Fofana with it. Leans in. Bank shot too strong. Rebound by Maros. His follow-up is good. Maverick Maros getting the basket there. Now a three at the other end for Mason Witt is good. That's 5 triples beyond the arc for Mason Witt tonight, and Alexandria leads 61-33.
Yeah, you're the other team, and you are having to work so hard just to get a 2, and then we just come running right down the court, and Mason hits a wide open 3 and up to 28.
Yeah, and the Cardinals 7 of 12 according to my unofficial stats beyond the arc tonight. I always think if you're around 40%, that's a good 3-point percentage, but Alexandria is going above that tonight. Now here's a short jumper by Heinen. That's good. Almost a layup, if you will, and I think the head coach of the Knights, Jeff Oseth, wants to take a timeout, and I believe it's going to be a short timeout called here. 30-second break on the platforms. Second half in boys basketball. Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. Alexandria leads St. Michael Albertville 61-35.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
First Western. You can bank on us.
The Alexandria boys basketball team has a 26-point lead. Gavin Roderick tries to change that, and I think he got fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer over near the left baseline, so he should be getting a trio of free throws here after foul number 2 for sophomore guard Lucas Bryan. So Gavin Roderick will step to the stripe where he is 3 of 4 from the line tonight. And he attacks on 1. That gives him 11 in tonight's game. He and Mason Witt in double figures scoring. Miles Gray getting close. He's got 8. Second free throw does not go of 3, so 1 more. 62-35, the Cardinals are in front. Alexandria has led most of the night after going on a 10-2 run after the visitors scored the first 4 points of the game. Roderick sinks the second free throw. That allows Alexandria to set up the press, and it forces a turnover. Now Mason Witt gets it off to Gavin Roderick, and he got fouled. And would this be on Maros? Yeah. Or nope, it's going to be on Bryan. So that's going to be Lucas Bryan's third.
So yeah, and that's an instant, sorry, D-Mac, where Gavin, again, is just being more physical and bullying his way in there, so to speak.
Yep, so he's back to the line to shoot 2 more free throws here. First one will drop in. St. Michael Albertville now with 3 fouls this half, and on 2 of the fouls, the Cardinals have shot free throws. That was one thing when Totino Grace was able to build that big first half lead. The Eagles did a great job of getting to the line. I think Totino Grace on its first 6 fouls on Alexandria in the first half last Thursday shot free throws on all of them.
Yeah, you made the comment during the game that they lived at the line, and they truly did. As Gavin picks up his 3rd foul there.
Yep, on the inbound pass, so team foul number 1 for Alexandria. Now the pass goes ahead. Sekou Fofana will attack, and now a pass behind Bryan. It's going to be turned over. Alexandria coming back the other way, and now a behind-the-back pass by Roderick just to save it, and it's going to be turned over. Now underneath, Bryan will put the shot in for 2. 65-37, Alexandria in front. Now Roderick will get it into the corner. Back out to the wing. Hendricks will shoot the 3 and score.
Yeah, nice job there of Talon of sharing the basketball. He had a wide open look, did a nice job. Gavin did a nice job of driving there and kicking it out, and that's good ball movement. Good to see Tom knock that one down.
So the lead grows to 30-plus at 68-37. Now the Cardinals force another turnover. That's 4 this half on the Knights. 3-on-1, lob inside. Gavin Roderick in too close to the basket for the flush, but he kind of lifted it up to the rim and put it in.
Yeah, that's one of those, again, these 5 guys have been playing together for a long time, and it's fun to see them just come out and have fun and play.
Now we've got a pass tipped and intercepted again. Outlet ahead. Talon Witt on the front end will lay it in. And Alexandria is running away now, up by 35.
And this is exactly the start to the half you'd want here. In these 5 minutes, you just leave no doubt.
Yep, the Cardinals have outscored St. Michael Albertville 20-10 to begin the second half after Maros gets a basket. 72-39 now for the Cardinals. Left side, three-point shot is good. Talon Witt will drain the triple, and Alexandria now leads 75-39.
Yeah, and if you're watching at home there, the ball goes from one side of the court to the other. Skip pass, Thomas sets a screen, Talon wide open, knocks it down.
Fofana gets the ball ahead to Braylon Bohm, now to Tanner Heinen. Heinen with the teardrop, and it's up and in. Heinen with his second basket, both coming this half. 75-41 for Alexandria. Now Talon Witt gets the ball to his cousin, and Mason Witt drains the three-pointer.
Yeah, if you're not going to guard him, he's going to knock it down about 80% of the time, and he's feeling good. And again, this is just one of those tonights where the Cardinals are just outmanned St. Michael.
78-41 for Alexandria. Now a trap right along the baseline. The ball deflected out by the Cardinals. Now we'll have some substitutions. Thomas Lahr will come in. Beckett Young in. Gavin Los is now in as well, joined by Maverick Maros and Sekou Fofana. Alexandria brings Grady Starzl back in. Now the inbound pass, and Maros cannot connect. Starzl with the defensive rebound. Up ahead, now Miles Gray has it. Further out to Talon Witt, attacking and then feeding off to Hendricks. Now to Mason Witt, one dribble, steps aside, can't connect on the 3. Rebound to the St. Michael Albertville Knights. Jaden Carter actually came in as a substitution, not Gavin Los. So it's Carter that's now on the court, and he's got the ball on the right block. He'll give it off to Maros, and Maros laid it up short. He got pushed in the back, and he'll get free throws here with 11:23 to go.
Yeah, foul there on Grady, and again, the game has reached the point here now where I think the result is going to be inevitable, and so for the Cardinals, it's just be smart here. Don't develop any bad habits here these last 11.5 minutes. You've done a nice job of coming out tonight and just with a business-like approach, so to speak, and just getting the job done.
First free throw by Maverick Maros is good. This is People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM. Audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. Thanks for watching our coverage tonight on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Special thanks to our signature streaming sponsor, Integrity Title of Alexandria. Here's Gavin Roderick working his way through. His shot didn't go. Grady Starzl got the offensive rebound, and then he was fouled in the act of shooting. At the other end, Maverick Maros made 1 of 2 from the stripe, so the lead is 36 for the Cardinals with 11:15 to go. Alexandria will host Monticello in a section semifinal Friday evening here at Alexandria Area High School.
And again, we haven't played them for, quite a long time. It'd be interesting to see. Obviously the coaches will, when this one finishes up here, will put together a quick film session and watch. We've had some really good battles with them in football the last couple of years, and so that should be exciting, should be fun. Certainly they're on a really good streak. They've won a bunch of games in a row, and that should be a really good semifinal basketball game on Friday night.
Yep, the 4 seed and the 1 seed meeting in Alexandria Friday evening. We believe it will be a 7 o'clock game, but we can confirm that for you in the coming days. Now here's Fofana getting it inside, down on the right block, and Maros will score. Maverick Maros now up to 17 on the night in what will be his last game of his prep career. I would presume, not having seen St. Michael Albertville play this year, that Maros might be the one all-conference selection for the Knights.
Yeah, he's a big guy, and I know coming into the game, the Cardinals had to, have some respect for him. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Mason Witt shot from the left side, a three-pointer, after Fofana was able to get a bucket on the other end for St. Michael Albertville. And then Mason Witt's three bounce off the back rim and then off the top of the backboard, and then the ball fell in, but it doesn't count as it goes out. Back to St. Michael Albertville on a team defensive rebound. And then the Knights have it in the front court. Mercy rule, if necessary, would go into effect once we go under 9 minutes remaining. Right now the lead is 33 for Alexandria. So here is Fofana driving. First shot no good. He gets an offensive rebound. Then it goes over to the right side, and the jumper by Thomas Lahr is good. Alexandria 79, St. Michael Albertville 48. Talon Witt gets it inside, and Grady Starzl goes to the reverse and lays it in.
Yeah, nice work there by Talon. Getting into the teeth of the defense, finding Grady.
And now Grady able to force a turnover here. Pass tipped, and now here's Mason Witt on the drive, and he banks the shot in. So now the lead at 35 for the Cardinals, 83-48. It has been as big as 37 tonight. Now up the floor, Thomas Lahr got it into the front court. Now he'll drive into the lane, feeds out. Here is the jumper altered on the attempt by Beckett Young. Grady Starzl with the defensive rebound. Cardinals looking to run. Gavin Roderick from the right wing will curl in toward the basket. And I believe we have a blocking foul being called here on the Knights' Thomas Lahr. That will be the first foul on Thomas Lahr, team foul number 5. Miles Gray will check out as Thomas Henricks re-enters for Alexandria. Talon Witt to play the ball in along the baseline. He gets it in for Roderick. Roderick over in the right corner. Dishes out now to Henricks. Alexandria by 35. The Cardinals have led most of the game. Talon Witt dishes to Henricks. His second three-pointer of the night is off to the side. Rebound to Lahr for the St. Michael Albertville Knights. Now bounce pass. Here is Fofana working his way in. First shot no good. And then I think he got the offensive rebound and was tied up. The arrow favors St. Michael Albertville. So the Knights will play the ball in with 9:01 to go. And I believe with the margin at 35, the mercy rule would go into effect. And I believe once the mercy rule is in effect, the team that is trailing would have to trim the deficit below 30.
Yeah, and there it is, sits at 9.
Yep.
I think on that last possession, I think Tom got the block, and so I think that's what they called the jump ball was on that. He created the jump ball at the tip of the block there.
Yeah.
So,
so he's had a couple of block shots
yeah,
tonight.
a couple of them tonight.
Now the inbound pass to Fofana, then it goes over to Thomas Lahr, left corner. He looks to pass it off. Now it goes to Young. Young across, and the shot is up and good for Jaden Carger, and I think he got fouled. And the basket will count. Foul will be called on the Alexandria Cardinals' Mason Witt. That's only his first foul of the night. So one free throw coming here for Carger, and again the mercy rule in effect with Alexandria leading 83-50. Cardinals will go to 19-7 once this game is complete, and St. Michael Albertville will not succeed in its 27th and final attempt to win that first game of the year. Now Talon Witt with the ball. Then it's going to be through the hands of a Cardinal player. 9th turnover for Alexandria. Here come the Knights back the other way. Thomas Lahr working in. Now cut off by Gavin Roderick. 83-51, Alexandria in front. Here is Carger with the ball out beyond the arc. Now it goes to Thomas Lahr. Couple of dribbles. Now he'll feed it off to Maros. Maverick Maros curling in, and his shot blocked from behind. I think Miles Gray was looking to take the charge there, but the officials kind of let that one go, and Gavin Roderick able to provide a defensive play with a block from behind.
Yeah, there's, obviously there's got to be also a certain level of frustration. You mentioned it. I mean, go through an entire year without being able to come up with a win. And certainly the kids are working hard, but selfishly we're glad that they didn't get their first one tonight.
Yep, basket for Maros, and he's now up to 19 on the night, and it's a 30-point lead. Now it grows to 33 after Mason Witt sinks another three-pointer. That is now 6 threes for Mason Witt tonight. 36 points for the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Alexandria boys basketball program. Now we've got a bounce pass and a stoppage here. Foul gets called on the Alexandria Cardinals, Thomas Henricks.
Yeah, it's, we're working hard down there, and as I mentioned in the pregame, he's a big guy, and so we've done a good job. He's gotten his points, but again, you look at my score sheet, they have 1-3, and we're just going to beat them tonight with a bunch of threes, and they got their twos.
Yep. Meanwhile, the pass caroms around. Jackson Goins got the loose ball. Goins able to put the shot in. Now Gavin Roderick, quick spot up three. That doesn't go, and Goins with the defensive rebound. 86-55. Now Gavin Roderick with the steal, looking to drive to the basket. He got fouled, and 2 free throws coming. St. Michael Albertville now up to 18 turnovers on the night. Alexandria with half that number, committing 9. We're about to go under 6 minutes in this game. Alexandria by 31 with the opportunity to build on the lead. Free throw is good for Gavin Roderick.
And you look at the statistics throughout 4A basketball, the Cardinals have been averaging around 87, 88 points a game, which again is, leads, I think, all of high school basketball and boys basketball in terms of points per game. And so certainly we're right at that point again here.
Now a drive, and the shot bounced around and dropped in for Thomas Lahr. The lead is 30 for Alexandria. 87 for the Cardinals, 57 for St. Michael Albertville. A triple by Gavin Roderick doesn't go, and Henricks tried to save it and give a hustle play there for Jaden Carter. He was able to deflect the ball off of Thomas Henricks to give St. Michael Albertville the possession. So the Knights have the ball back. It's Thomas Lahr along with Beckett Young, Jaden Carter on the floor, Jackson Goins, and Maverick Maros. Looking to drive here is Young to the left side of the basket, and traveling will be called. 19th turnover for the Knights tonight. Now Elliot Lahr will come into the game for the first time. Maros will check out, likely for the last time of his prep career, and again, it will not be in a winning effort for his team, but Maverick Maros played very well on the offensive end tonight for St. Michael Albertville. Meanwhile, the Cardinals will go a little bit deeper on their bench. Ty Miller re-enters. Barron Damborn will come back in. Grady Starzl back in. I see Graham Odlin will re-enter here for Alexandria. And do we have somebody else on the floor? Yep, I think senior Max Jensen.
Yep, Max is in there now.
Is into the game. So Jensen, I believe, the one senior on the floor for Alexandria. Odlin gets the ball out. Now Amborn has it to Starzl. Starzl, ball fake, drew contact. Foul gets called, and free throws will be coming for Grady Starzl. That foul will be called on Jackson Goins, and that will be his 3rd foul. That will allow Alexandria to shoot the bonus for the rest of the night, but we're under 4 minutes of real time left in this game. Alexandria up by 30. Free throw around and good for Grady Starzl. Alexandria 88, St. Michael Albertville 57. Now we'll have Jaden Carter checking out, as we'll have Zach Hellstrom into the game. I believe he is one of the 3 seniors on the St. Michael Albertville roster. Second Starzl free throw rattles in. So Starzl now 3 of 4 from the line tonight. He's into double figures with 12 points. 89-57 Alexandria. Right side, Hellstrom gets it out top now. Cooper Henson into the game for St. Michael Albertville. Now Goins will shoot the 3. That's off the heel of the rim. And a rebound for Alexandria. Amborn will drop it off. Starzl will put it up and in for 2. And Alexandria leads 91-57. At the other end, the basket by Thomas Lahr is good. Thomas Lahr with all 6 of his points here in the second half. 91-59 for Alexandria. Here's Amborn getting the ball to Odlin, then around left side, and the three is rimmed off by Max Jansen. Starzl with the defensive rebound here. And then a back tap, and it comes to St. Michael Albertville. Cooper Henson will get it off. Shot doesn't go for Goins. Rebound to Grady Starzl. Now up ahead. Taking it is Odlin, then to the left side. The three halfway down and out for Ty Miller, and the ball out of bounds back to the Knights.
Yeah, everybody, teams are playing hard here up and down the floor. Good to see this group out there playing together. Good to see Max out there. Let's see if we can get him a basket here.
Yep, now we're going to have a substitution. I believe Sam Dunna now into the game, and he is another upperclassman for St. Michael Albertville. So all three seniors play for the Knights tonight. Maverick Maros was in the starting role, and the other two come off the bench late. Ball goes inbound, and the shot is up and good for Graham Odlin. Odlin scores, and the lead is 34. 80 seconds to go in tonight's game. Now it's going to be played back out. Dunna with the basketball out beyond the three-point line. St. Michael Albertville has elected to not shoot three-pointers tonight. Most of the points coming on baskets in close. Only one triple tonight for the Knights. Under a minute to play. Hellstrom will get the ball now to Elliott Lahr. Backing into the basket, curls in, shot is up and good. Foul called on Alexandria, and Elliott Lahr will have the opportunity to shoot a free throw.
Yeah, one of the interesting things early in the year, we broadcast Maple Grove, and their big guy, Jack Thielen, who he was here last year with St. Michael, and I don't know if they were the 1 seed in 4A last year. We were in 3A, but he was here, and obviously that dictated kind of a style of play for them. And yeah, I think if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to probably shoot some threes.
And now a three at the other end is good for Ty Miller. Ty Miller scores, and it's 96-62. At the other end, Hellstrom with the ball, and we're going to have a reach-in foul, and I believe that is not going to be a foul to put St. Michael Albertville into the bonus. So merely inbounding the basketball here. Hellstrom will get it into Sam Dunna. Let's see if Dunna takes the last shot of the night. He will. It's a fadeaway three, and it's good. Well, Sam Dunna gets his name into the scoring column on the last shot of his high school career, and that gives Alexandria a 31-point victory. Final score on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard reads Alexandria 96, St. Michael Albertville 35. For our engineers, not only on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel, but back at KXRA, the 5 ads for the second half. Let's cluster that into 1 2.5-minute break, and then we'll follow that up with the introduction to the Juettner Motors postgame report. We will have 2 ad breaks standalone during the Juettner Motors postgame report, but we've got an ad break leading up to the postgame, which comes your way in approximately 3 minutes here on KXRA Radio and the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel after we enjoy these words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Building.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Hey, Miles, how are you? I'm doing well. Good to see you. We're about ready to go on, so... At Alexandria Area High School, the Cardinal boys basketball team wins its postseason opener. Alexandria pulling away and defeating St. Michael Albertville 93-59 or 96-65. Lots of points toward the end, and the Cardinals get the victory to go to 19-7 on the year. Welcome to our Juettner Motors post-game report as you enjoy it on KXRA Radio and also through the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel. Along with Russ Henricks and our videographer crew, I am DMAC Dave McClurg. We're going to get together and visit with our quality Toyota Cardinal athlete player of tonight's game. That is senior Miles Gray. Our interview is being brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. How far would you drive for a great deal from Quality Toyota? What's your number? Check out their selection anytime at qualitytoyota.net or visit their showroom the next time you're in Fergus Falls, located on West Lincoln Avenue. And Miles, first of all, good evening to you. I know that we have some people that might be kicking it old school and listening on the radio, so if they're not watching the YouTube channel tonight, what is your number in terms of the jersey number you suit up with?
I'm wearing number 2 right now, number 2.
Is 2 the jersey that you have worn throughout your varsity career?
Yeah, it is for the majority. I've always liked 2, and I wore it last year and this year as well.
Your team was able to take care of business here in the opening round, building up a nice working margin and going on to win convincingly tonight. In the moments after this game, Miles, what's running through your mind in terms of how your team was able to accomplish this?
Just glad to get it done, looking on to the next one, and hoping to keep on going, make a deep run.
You know, a lot of hubbub is made about the backcourt that you've got with the Witt cousins and then Gavin Roderick as well, but I was appreciative that you got some touches tonight. I believe you ended up close to double figures in scoring. When you step onto the court, I know that you've been in the starting lineup really much of the year, Miles, but what do you feel are some of the things that you can positively contribute to help this team prevail?
I mean, yeah, just be solid every day, and the guys, if you're open, they'll find you, and just always look for opportunities as much as you can.
We are getting together with Miles Gray from the Alexandria Cardinal boys basketball team, our quality Toyota Cardinal athlete of tonight's game. Miles and his teammates would go on to get the victory by a final score of 96-65. Miles, I might have a couple of questions for you momentarily, but I want to bring Russ Henricks, my broadcast partner, in, and he'll interrogate you for a couple of minutes.
Nice job, Miles, tonight. Way to go. So, DMAC talked a little bit about scoring. I remember last Tuesday, right? We were in Sauk Rapids,
yep.
And you had, I think it must have been a career high, right? How many did you have?
It was my career high for varsity, yeah. I had 25 points.
Man, unbelievable. And, so it's hard, the DMAC talked about it. You're on a team where you got Gavin, you got Mason, you got talent, and then you and Tom are just kind of always doing the dirty things, right? So your role, and that's kind of the way it's always been, right? Growing up, even when those guys were young. Just talk a little bit about playing with those other 4 guys and how much fun it's been over the years, and obviously this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always been fun, and you can tell on the court our chemistry is through the roof. We've been playing together since, I don't even know when. But, yeah, no, it's for sure fun, and they'll always surprise you, and they'll find you when you're open. It's really fun to play with.
So tonight, we had, obviously, St. Michael had a big guy down there, and what is your role in our 31 defense when you're playing the post, right? When you're playing that position, talk to the audience a little bit about what your job is, what your role is there in that position defensively.
Yeah, so if there's a player in the middle and the ball's opposite, you're supposed to take there. And then if it's on your side, you're supposed to kind of go to the corner. But everything's always going on in there, so you got to kind of find a middle and always just look for the ball, look for steals, and find people that are there pretty much in your zone.
You guys have gotten so good at that over the years. Final thing for me, and just tell the audience what your plans are for next year, what you're going to be doing, and where you're going from here.
Next year I'm going to the University of North Dakota, and I'll be studying business next year. So yeah.
You won't be doing flying, right?
I will not be flying.
Your brother
no.
went to the aviation department up there and is flying. So great job tonight, Miles. Love you, kiddo, and great work.
Yeah, thank you.
Say, Miles, is Mason still studying up at UND, or does he have his college work completed up there now?
He's done right now, and he's going to fly planes with the big planes now.
Oh my goodness! Wow, interesting. What impressed you about the University of North Dakota?
It was really nice. Campus is beautiful, and right when I got there, I thought it was home. So yeah.
Are you going to become a hockey fan? They got pretty good hockey up there.
It sounds like I have to, according to my brother. But
yeah. Well, you know what? Their men's basketball program is Division I now too. I mean, they're kind of fitting into the Summit League pretty good.
For sure.
Yep. Sure. But Miles, your team now 19-7 on the year, but your team really got challenged throughout the course of that non-conference schedule. A lot of the close games did go against Alexandria. The outcomes against De La Salle and Totino Grace, Tartan, Cretin-Durham Hall. In what ways do you feel your team got better in spite of the outcomes going the way they did in those matchups?
Yeah, for sure. It really shows us where we need to improve and that every possession matters in those close games, and you really have to focus in every single second you're on the court, really. But it's definitely going to help us out in the long run, I would say.
Do you feel playing in a game like you did against Totino Grace last Thursday, you learned a few things about your team, and do you feel they adapted, coming off that loss?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It definitely shows you where you need to improve, what you're doing good, and then just how you have to be consistent throughout the whole game and no breaks during the game. Always got to go 100%.
Miles, you've got connections to last year's team being a part of a state champion. Is it possible to put into words what the whole Williams Arena experience was like when you knocked off Byron, Totino Grace, and Mankato East in that order?
Yeah, it's in the moment, it's crazy. The lights are a lot brighter than you think, but yeah, it's awesome. The crowd's awesome. It's really cool to be there, and especially to win it. It's a memory I'll never forget, for sure.
Monticello's up next for the Alexandria Cardinals in the section semis on Friday night. It'll be the second consecutive postseason game where you did not face that opponent in the regular season. I know that you'll get some scouting report information on the Magic in the next day or two, but is it a good thing, Miles, that you're playing some competition that you don't typically see during the regular season?
I would say, yeah, especially with our zone. It's good when teams we haven't really played them before that much in the past, so it's really good. It's always a new look for new teams, and that can definitely make them struggle and give us an advantage.
Miles, we'll talk to you a little bit as we get off the air here, but congratulations to you and the team on the win, and we'll see you on Friday night.
Yeah, thank you.
There is Miles Gray, our Quality Toyota Cardinal Athlete player of tonight's game. Again, Alexandria gets the victory, 96-65, 31-point win for Alexandria. We're going to take a break, and then we'll return with more from Alexandria Area High School of our Juettner Motors postgame after this timeout.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new unused equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Alexandria boys basketball team, they prevail over St. Michael Albertville 96-65 in the quarterfinal round. So the higher seeds won all 4 of the head-to-head meetings in the section tonight. So you'll have games in Bemidji and in Alexandria on Friday. And Russ, I thought, nice performance. Fortunately, the Cardinals were able to get some separation from a St. Michael Albertville team that, again, they don't win a game this year. Their final record goes 0-27. But, give the visiting Knights some credit. Jeff Oseth, the head coach of his team, had his guys ready to play. I think they knew they were in for a tough task. And, fortunately for Alexandria, they were able to, work their way through. And, the privilege is, getting a home win means they get to play another home game on Friday.
Yeah, the Cardinals did what they needed to do tonight. They needed to come out and just set the tone right away, get off to a fast start, get some separation between them and their opponent, St. Michael. And when you're playing a team that has had a really tough year, has not won a game, the last thing you want to do is give them any belief. They're just looking for a reason, to believe that they can get a win. And so tonight the Cardinals did what they needed to do for St. Michael. Certainly it was a tough year, and they kept battling, and they battled tonight, but they were just outmanned. And Cardinals played a really good game, balanced scoring. Mason was really good tonight, 7 threes on my sheet for 36, and I know you'll go through the numbers, but just a balanced effort. I thought we did a good job defensively. I thought that second half, the way we came out and started with some big defensive stops, created some easy baskets, kind of, put this one to bed. And so that's That's one down. You take them one game at a time. You never look past the one that's in front of you, and the Cardinals did that tonight.
Yeah, Alexandria fell behind 4-0, but then the Cardinals went on a 10-2 surge to open up a 4-point lead and steadily built on that. The Cards were up 23 at the break, 52-29, and Alexandria outscored St. Michael Albertville in the second half by 8, so it ends up being a 31-point Cardinal win, 96-65. One more break, and then we'll go inside the numbers, and we'll wrap up our Juettner Motors postgame report after this timeout on KXRA Radio and on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CIRAC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for people who have experience and are willing to work hard. For those that do, you can earn up to 6 figures working for my company. Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors, serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors, one low price, plain and simple, always.
Family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
In Class 4A Section 8, get the victory over St. Michael Albertville, 96-65 the final score. Breaking down the numbers here, Alexandria had 9 in the scoring column tonight. Senior Mason Witt leading the way with 33 points. That included 7 made 3-point shots out of 12 attempts. 17 for Gavin Roderick, 14 off the bench for Grady Starzl. 8 for Miles Gray, our post-game guest. 7 off the bench for Graham Odlin. 6 for Barron Damborn off the bench. 5 in a starting role for Talon Witt. 3 for Ty Miller. And the team total tonight was 96. Mason Witt, 33. 17 for Roderick. 14 for Starzl. 8 for Gray. 7 for Odland. 6 for Amborn, 5 for Talon Witt, and 3 for Miller. 3 for Thomas Hinrichs as well. I did not want to leave him out of the equation as he sank a second-half three-pointer. St. Michael Albertville had 2 players in double figures. Maverick Maros wrapping up his prep career with a 19-point performance in Alexandria. Seiko Fofana had 11 points for the Knights, and then the scoring dropped off after that. 6 points apiece for Thomas Lahr, Jackson Goins, and Tanner Heinen. 4 apiece for Braylon Bohm and Lucas Bryan. 3 apiece for Sam Dunna and Jaden Carger, along with Elliot Lahr. I believe Cooper Hedstrom and Zach Hellstrom got into the game, as did Beckett Young. Those last 3 players did not score. So the Knights actually had 10 in the scoring column tonight. Maros with 19. Fofana, 11 points. 6 points apiece for Thomas Lahr, Heinen, and Goins. 4 points apiece for Bryan and Bohm. 3 points apiece for Dunna, Carger, and Elliot Lahr. Team total 65. On the glass, St. Michael Albertville with the edge on the boards. 28-23 over Alexandria. Individually, Fofana tops on the club for the Knights in rebounding with 6 on the night. Grady Starzl, 7 rebounds to lead Alexandria in that category. Total fouls in the game, 17 for the Knights, 14 for the Cardinals. Both teams shot well from the line. 9 of 12 for St. Michael Albertville, 17 of 22 for Alexandria. The Cardinals shot really well from the arc, unofficially going 12 of 24 on the night. St. Michael Albertville only 2 of 7, and that last 3-pointer made was the last shot of the game by Sam Dunna in the only points that he collected in his final game of his prep career. 9 turnovers for Alexandria compared to 19 for St. Michael Albertville. We had 1 tie score at 6 points apiece and 1 lead change. That was back in the first half. St. Michael Albertville briefly had a 4-0 lead, and then Alexandria scored 10 of the next 12 to grab the lead, and the Cardinals kept it the rest of the night. It was 52-29 Alexandria at the half, and then the Cards outscored the Knights 44-36 in the second half to win by 31. Alexandria now stands at 19-7. St. Michael Albertville wraps up the year at 0-27. A fair nucleus of people are going to be back, although, as we pointed out, when we covered a game with Alexandria and Maple Grove earlier in the year, Maple Grove has a player who played at St. Michael Albertville last year, and unfortunately, I think you've got that situation with student athletes kind of hopping around from school to school a little more frequently down in the Twin Cities metro area. But for Alexandria, that's nothing to worry about now. We're very thrilled that the nucleus of kids that we've got, we didn't have anybody utilizing the transfer portal.
No, we take great pride in that our guys are homegrown, and they've been, in our program. And one of the secrets to the success of these last few years is just that, is the youth program, and how much that the coaches have done just from the time they start in the summer to when they're doing community ed basketball, to AYBC stuff, and then throughout the entire time they're in our program. So, yeah, it was a good win, and that's really what you need to do. You never know in these 1 versus 8 games what you're going to get. And the Cardinals came out tonight. They earned the 1 seed, and they came out tonight and took care of business. And now Friday we'll get a team, Monticello, that is going to be motivated. They feel like they got the short end of the stick a little bit on the seed wise, and certainly they've been playing really good basketball. They've lost 1 game since I think January 3rd. So they're coming in feeling good about themselves. Got a win tonight against Moorhead, but they're going to have to come up here and it's a different animal when you come into this place and you face us. And there's a group of seniors out there that wants to continue their basketball career, and I'm really looking forward to Friday.
The finals around the section tonight, Monticello got the win at home against Moorhead, 81-63. Elk River didn't have a lot of difficulty in beating Brainerd 79-57. Bemidji is the one that had the difficulty. I think the Lumberjacks had to make a pretty sizable comeback, and the Jacks end up winning by 8 against the number 7 seed Rogers, 64-56. Any of those numbers strike you at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Elk River is playing really good basketball. They're back at full strength now. We saw them early in the year. Levi Harris is back for them, and they're really playing good basketball. Those 2 teams just met recently, Elk River and Bemidji, I think within the last, let's see, I'm just pulling it up here. But, yeah, they just met on February 25th, and Elk River came out with a 9-point win. So Elk River now this time will go to Bemidji. Last time that game was in Elk River. That'll be a really good basketball game. Both of those teams. You mentioned Bemidji. They were down. I looked the first time. They were down 38-20 to Rogers, and so obviously came back. big time to get the win. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, the top 4 seeds all advance. It's going to be good basketball. This is really an exciting time of year. March Madness, the girls, they have their section finals this week. Boys are in the section semifinal range, and it's a fun time of year. The weather's warm. Well, hey, a lot of good stuff happening here.
Yep, cabin fever is being cured as we're getting increasing amounts of daylight, and by the time next week rolls around, if we're fortunate enough to cover a section final on Thursday, March 12th, that game will start when there's still available daylight outside.
Yeah, that's right. And the one thing that is different about 8-4A is that it's the high seed hosts. So the Cardinals are playing on Friday to host that section championship game right here in Alexandria. So there's certainly a lot on the line. A chance that would be really special, obviously, for this senior group to win a section title at home, as we did in football. But there's a lot of work to be done, and that'll start in practice tomorrow.
Russ, we will look forward to reconnecting with you in under 72 hours from now. But as always, we appreciate the commentary, and we'll see you on Friday.
Absolutely. Great job tonight, as always, to the team. And, go Cards.
There is Russ Henricks, my broadcast partner for prep basketball all throughout the winter of 2025-26. Thanks to all of the boosters of our Cardinal sports coverage who helped to bring you our broadcast tonight. Special thanks to Juettner Motors for presenting our post-game report. Our next play-by-play broadcast will be Friday evening. We presume a 6:30 start time for the Juettner Motors pregame show, and then Alexandria versus Monticello Friday night at 7 in the semifinals round of the Section 8 Class 4A tournament. That game will be played in Alexandria at Poland Court inside the Alexandria Area High School Gymnasium. We hope you can be here for the broadcast. If not, check it out either on our YouTube channel where you get the KXRA audio with the live video streaming, or you can go old school and listen to 1490 AM or 100.3 FM KXRA for the play-by-play. We'll also have the audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. My thanks to Steve D for the terrific work back in Master Control. Thanks to JP and J Port for the videography work tonight. And my thanks to you for listening in. For Russ Henricks, I am Dave McClurg saying good night from Alexandria Area High School. We're in boys basketball. Alexandria wins in the Section 8 Class 4A quarterfinal round, 96-65 over St. Michael Albertville.